If you guys have been out of the loop and not on social media or don't really pay attention to, I know I'm adding a bunch of qualifiers on this one, but haven't been paying attention to the influencer boxing space, well, you wouldn't know the names Dillon Danis. You might know Logan Paul a little bit and Nina Agdal. I'm sure you probably don't know it all, but that one right there, the last name, is the center of this controversy. There is an upcoming boxing match, maybe not, between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis. Who's Dillon Danis? I think he's contracted by Bellator. He at least has a couple of fights in Bellator as well. Not really known as a striker or anything like that, but also the perfect opponent for a Paul brother who loves to get some sort of a name, somebody who has combat fight experience, and then somebody who's a little bit light when it comes to the hands, but at least set up for a good payday inside of the squared circle and go a couple of rounds. So given the fact that Logan Paul is pretty much going to take the slow season of WWE off, and he's going to head back to the boxing ring for a big old payday, why not dredge up somebody who kind of has somewhat of a name in mixed martial arts, is just kind of known for being more of a grappler than a boxer, and somebody who he also has a bit of a history with, and try to sell a fight. He also didn't realize that, oh buddy, somebody doesn't forget. Somebody has a grudge, and somebody's got fucking time today, cuz, in order to promote a fight. And Dillon Danis, oof, if you want to see the full extent of this absolute bodying, please, I beg you, go onto Dillon Danis' Twitter account. I can't show it because, well, the stuff that he's been showing is the reason why Logan Paul is just absolutely done, even before the fight starts. Dillon Danis claims Logan Paul and fiancée Nina Agdal are fighting amid Twitter trash talk. Yeah, because, he's going hard against Nina Agdal right now for very good reasons. Very, very good reasons, because she is the classic case of the reasons why you don't wife up a 304. She's a former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. Okay, she was part of one of the anniversary issues, and she's of, fine level of attractiveness, okay, but she's also 31 years old. Logan Paul, for as much as I don't really know his core content, I know he has one of the most popular podcasts. He is somebody who the WWE is very high on. I haven't seen a minute of his work, but I know that he's fairly athletic and seems to take to it like a duck to water, or in his case, a cuck to water. And he is, 27, 28? He's ramping up for the prime of his life. And yeah, also, speaking of prime, he's got that big drink gimmick, okay, that's, taking over the world right now. For as much as Chuck Schumer wants to shut it down like a fucking bitch, but he's deciding stupidly to wife up the town bicycle, because if you know anything, or if you've been following Dillon Danis on Twitter, you know very well that Nina Agdal, she is used goods. Used fucking goods. And if you've also been paying attention to Logan Paul's podcast, I can't pronounce it correctly. I know that Impulsive, is that what it is? Who the fuck knows? I don't watch any of that fucking Gen Z shit. It makes me sick to my stomach. But she was a guest that was on there, and shout out to Fresh and Fit for really emphasizing this, playing a clip that was there, and she has zero fucking respect. She is one of these chicks who threw a fucking Hail Mary after that wall hit at 30, realizing that, oh my god, this is about the best dude that I can get, and thank god he has zero RP awareness. He has the wrong fucking mindset, thinking that, oh my god, I'm gonna wife up a swimsuit model, because look at all of his friends are around him. Mike Madge, a motherfucker who was almost dumb enough to wipe up a fucking porn star in Lana Rhoades. Okay, he's in that incestuous, degenerate pit that is Los Angeles. Like, this guy has no fucking hope. He got rich too young and had way too much fame too fucking fast. It has warped his mind. And because of that, oh my god, you had an expert finesser come in and go, assess the playbook, assess the playing field, and go, yep, I can go ahead and I can cash in on that dumb motherfucker, and when they ultimately walk down the aisle, I will bet you just about everything in my possession that there will be no prenup on this one, and that relationship, the moment that she can cross the finish line, it'll be over like that. She is the classic example as to why women with clout, women who have been passed around, women who are over the age of 30 rather, and women who you allow to have frame in the relationship are bad fucking news and not marriage material. I tell you this as a cautionary tale and also an opportunity to just put the Paul brothers name out there and just laugh at them because Dillon Danis is doing the Lord's work. Like, this is next level shit, okay? Mixed martial artist Dillon Danis is currently slated to face off against Logan Paul for a boxing match, October 14th. For the amount of destruction that he has inflicted on Logan Paul right now, and then for him to come out, and if he does, highly likely, given the fact that Logan Paul, I don't think he's ever won a boxing match, beats the brakes off this kid on October 14th, and then he ends up wifing this bitch who already doesn't think that much of him. Oh my God, you are body bagging this dude's fucking life. It is over after this. These two have been feuding for years now, and they're finally set to squash their beef. Danis is becoming more antagonistic towards his opponent than ever before because, yeah, like I said, they have a history here. Apparently, they had some beef, some squabble back in the cut, and Logan, thinking that he can go ahead and get back at him, which is another reason why I know that this dude has a fucked up mindset, getting with one of Danis's exes, doing some content on YouTube with her, and then throwing her back to the streets. That is some shady ass shit. Like, I've had some beef with some guys in the past, okay? I would never, ever, ever cross that barrier because that right there, that's fucked up. That's bro code. I don't care if you're enemy or anything like that. Nothing ends up coming good off of that, okay? Especially if you're my boy. Your chick's your chick until she's no longer your chick, and then she doesn't fucking exist. And that's another reason why I know that, hey man, Logan Paul, he's not that guy. He has all of the fame, all of the clout, and apparently all of the ability, but if you don't have it between here, well, guess what? You are just a fucking walking target, bro. Over the past day, Danis has been spamming photos of Paul's fiancée, Danish model Nina Agdal, all over his X account. And trust me, his account right now, it's the triple X account. Hence why can't show you that. These photos often show the model with other male celebrities. LeBron James, Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh yeah, yes, she was one of them girls, so you already know what time it is. And then of course a couple of pictures of her, well, sans top. So it's like, why, bro, it's over, man. You're already beat before you get into the ring. Insinuating she had intimate relationships with them or depict the model without clothing in suggestive poses and scenarios. This is why, man, this is why you have to vet your girl and realize that her past will come back and haunt and potentially destroy your future. So yeah, just because you think that you can show her off, oh, I like my girl looking good. No, you're just happy that some fucking used up piece of public property thinks that you're a real catch all of a sudden because you've worked yourself up to a certain status where you can attract somebody on their come down while you're on your come up. You go ahead and cope as much as possible. I like to show my girl off to my friends, which is just code for I'm actually insecure and I don't think shit about my friends because they're constantly trying to clout jack you, realizing that, oh, in the process, oh, my girlfriend is kind of exposing my friends as being scummy and will snake me for any piece of pussy that's out there. Those guys right there, they aren't so much your friends as they aren't even men. Why the fuck would you associate with them? They're losers. It's clear that Danis is trying to get a rise out of Logan before fight night, and it's been incredibly successful because Logan Paul, well, he's out there sending cease and desists because he's publishing publicly available material, but material that's all over Nina Agdal's social media as well. So he's just holding up a mirror to this flawed fucking relationship. And as it continues on here, because there's a bunch of different examples that are all very relevant, all incredibly relevant. In an August 16th episode of Full Send podcast, yay, he's on Full Send, Danis claimed that there's trouble in paradise between Logan and his fiancée. And if Logan, oh my God, please, like there's a lot of other people with much larger platforms that have also said this as well. It's like, bro, it's in so much as you're not going to be able to save face given the fact that, you know, Danis has absolutely obliterated your relationship. Like, if you want to save your life going forward, if you want to secure your long-term financial security, you got to dump her, bro. Like, he's exposed her as being a walking advertisement for why you should not why wife in the 304 is the ultimate mistake for a guy. Like, he's giving you the out that your brother, as your father, some trusted friend, family member, or confidant should have afforded you to begin with, going, the fuck are you doing? You fucking chuck those chicks. You don't take them seriously. The fuck are you doing? But no, man, he's giving you an easy out. Obviously, for your fan base, it's going to hurt because, yeah, you're going to have to take that public L. But in the long term, man, it's going to save you so much. Potentially billions, because this dude, I don't like him like that. I don't watch his content at all. But again, at the end of the day, this is a dude who doesn't know that he's down bad, but in actuality, it's going to end up costing him potentially fucking billions because he's that guy. He's that fucking talented. He's definitely at least up there in the pantheon of famous YouTubers. He might even be the most famous YouTuber. So this guy is a fucking success. And who does he decide to put on his arm? A post-wall piece of OnlyFans fodder? Bruh. Yeah, it's bad, Dillon said after being asked if he's heard from the couple in light of the recent post. It's, trouble in paradise kind of thing. However, Danis claimed that he can't talk about it in full due to DAZN, who claims to have put a trap on him. Yeah. I would imagine that's probably a lot to do with, the cease and desist order that's out there as well. It's like, okay, fine. I don't want to end up, fucking scurrying this obvious bag that I'm creating for everybody. So just shut your fucking mouth right now. So yeah, if you want to watch the clip or obviously watch the podcast, I kind of like the Full Send podcast. They've had some very good guests on there beforehand. And I forget... No, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle's a pretty decent... He's a decent interviewer. The other guy, I can kind of do without, but I think that's the general sentiment anyways. But here's another example where it's like Logan's got a real fucked up mindset. And I've actually, you know what? Hey, I've heard one interview with Jake Paul, and I was kind of neutral on him beforehand. But after hearing the interview... I actually don't mind the guy at all, okay? And I've had a decent amount of respect for his fighting ability. He seems to be, he cherry picks his opponents. But at the end of the day, he's still out there knocking out former UFC champions. Ben Askren, Tyrone Woodley, Anderson fucking Silva he beat in the ring, okay? Obviously, those guys are either old or they were never really known for being strikers, but he still beat them, okay? And he still had the audacity and the ability and the cojones to step inside the ring, so he does have a certain amount of respect for that. But then, also, I think it was an Aiden Ross, because it was Andrew Tate that he was talking with specifically. I heard them talk and had a really cordial, really good conversation. And yeah, Jake Paul, I have quite a bit of respect for. Oh, and he also beat Nate Diaz, right, by unanimous decision, but there was something sketchy, at least by the people that were watching it. I don't really know or anything like that. But again, he's beat champions, legit champions, okay? And what was also very heartbreaking about that interview that he had with Andrew Tate is just kind of how scummy and how terrible his relationship with his brother is, and the fact that, Logan really doesn't have his back. It's like, I don't have a brother or anything like that. I don't have any close cousins. I don't really have that brotherly relationship with any guy that's out there. I have my father, and that's obviously a different dynamic in and of itself. And we have an exceptional relationship. But when I see a good brother, I see a brotherly relationship, or at least what is supposed to be one that's out there. But then you see the flip reverse of that and how bad these things can go. Well, it makes a whole lot of sense as to why Logan's mindset is in the place that it's in. Jake Paul calls out a condescending Logan after viral impulsive argument. And obviously, we got to put the caveat on this as well that maybe, okay, this could just all be for clout, bro. It's all a show, bro. It's the internet after all. Jake Paul has called out his older brother Logan for being condescending just days after the two got into a heated argument on an episode of Impulsive. Jake Paul, who appears on Logan's Impulsive podcast yet again on August 8th, just a few days after the former brought home a boxing win against Nate Diaz. YouTuber brothers had a bit of intense argument during the podcast when Logan bring up the fact that he was banned from bringing Prime into Jake's fight against Diaz. Yeah, that's kind of weird, huh? Logan and Jake also mentioned more personal issues with their relationship, which Jake has now gone into more details on during his own podcast. During the most recent episode of BS with Jake Paul, his co-host brought up an argument between him and Logan, while the YouTuber turned boxer made it clear that he doesn't want to bring Logan down. He shared a few thoughts about how he's been treated by his big bro over the years. Clearly, he has an envy and jealousy towards me. Well, I would say athletic talent is probably the biggest one. And that's what I told him off camera. And he's like, no. But everybody sees it. It's clear as day, Jake said. I want him to be a billionaire. I want him to accomplish his goals. It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to do the little bro me, discrediting everything that I do. And if you know, like, I was paying somewhat attention to SummerSlam this year, WWE and all that stuff. Obviously, Logan Paul performed at that. I think he was in a match with Ricochet or something like that. He needed it to go on first so that he could fly from, because that was in Detroit, and I think the fight with Nate Diaz was in Texas, or Dallas specifically. Dallas or San Antonio or Houston. Regardless, it was in Dallas, and Texas. Think Dallas. I'm pretty sure on Dallas. The way that it would work is, okay, if Logan ended up finishing his match, it went on first, and they could wrap it up in an appropriate amount of time, he could make the flight from Detroit down to Texas and be able to walk with his brother to the ring at the time. Now, normally I would think, oh, that's some good brotherly shit out there. But also, like, he was going to be flying private, and private planes have showers and all that shit. He turned out in his ring attire. He didn't change. He made everything about him. Well, Jake's walking to the ring for his toughest test to date. There seems to be some credence behind that, but while Jake mentioned several times that he doesn't want to bring his brother down, he made it clear that there's still a bit of trouble between the iconic influencers since starting YouTube. Jake has dabbled in making his own music and has a solid boxing record and owns multiple companies that he runs daily. Logan has done much of the same, with his biggest accomplishment being Prime Hydration, which he runs alongside former opponent and fellow YouTuber KSI. Yeah, exactly. Logan and KSI, kind of scumbags in and of themselves. And I got no, hey man, I'm ambivalent, or at least a bit positive towards Jake. I can't take his physical abilities away from him, as much as Logan may or may not detest that, but he has so many other problems. And so much as he doesn't realize that, as much as he puts this Nina chick on a pedestal, he doesn't realize that if he wasn't Logan Paul, she wouldn't be around. He doesn't like her, or yeah, she doesn't like him for him. Like, are you fucking retarded? Okay, you would end up exactly in this situation, okay? Matt Harvey, okay, if you're a baseball fan, like I was, especially during Matt Harvey's heyday, he was, his nickname used to be, because he pitched for the Mets, he was the Dark Knight. Oh my God, he had one great season. Like, how many other pitchers in the past? Fantastic. He was going to be the next Tom Seaver. Oh my God, he was going to be the second coming of all the greats. I think his fastball was touching 99. He could consistently hit 98. He could place it within a coffee cup. Oh my God, he was great. And then he fell off, had some injury problems, tried to comeback attempt with Baltimore a few years ago, and now he's just decided to peace out from baseball. And apparently he also has a very successful real estate job that he's got as well. So yeah, there's it depends on where you're at. That could be a very, very, very lucrative gig, given the fact that you're Matt Harvey, so you're going to have a bit of extra clout on top of that. So yeah, there's the big propensity that you're still going to be making huge fucking money, on top of the fact that as long as you aren't a complete nincompoop, like your finances from back in the cut with Major League Baseball, you know, you're still going to have all of the financial wealth that you possibly can. But then reality sinks in, and okay, here, Matt Harvey's model girlfriend dumps the ex-Met pitcher because he's too obsessed with his new job in real estate. Oh, but I thought chicks liked guys who were ambitious and accomplished in their fields. Oh no, they're just all about clout, especially when they're models. Logan, pay attention. Former Mets pitcher Matt Harvey has reportedly been dumped by his model girlfriend Monica Clark because he's obsessed with his new job in real estate. Harvey quit baseball in May of this year, and the 34-year-old has since taken on a new job as an executive at a real estate firm. Could be very, very lucrative. I have no idea who this guy is. The publication says Harvey and Clark got together in the spring, but their summer romance as far as things got due to his level of commitment to his new job. Cap. Total fucking cap. Because whatever you hear a chick say after prompting them with the question, what do you look for in a guy? Ambitious, or some sort of, he's seeking his purpose. He's really driven. Well, that guy's really driven and really ambitious about a job that doesn't have the same amount of clout for the reason that you're attracted to him in the first place. Are you going to try and attempt another comeback? Because that would be really great for my modeling. I mean, for our relationship. Oh, wait, you're going to just be, you're just going to be an executive at a real estate firm? Oh my God, like my past sugar daddy did that. A source was quoted as saying it didn't make much sense overall. He just became obsessed with his new job. Well, again, if you know anything about professional athletes, they become incredibly obsessive about anything they put their fucking mind to, for Christ's sake. So yeah, of course, if he took to that shit like him in his pitching days, he was relentless. Clark, who is from Australia, and Harvey had apparently known each other for a while before they got together. Exactly, probably when he still had inklings of the major leagues. But how old is she, by the way? So okay, so he's 34. He's definitely gonna have a job for life, or at least as long as he wants to. Why is she wearing an engagement ring or something around her left ring finger? Interesting. Okay, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm jaded from seeing all of these fucking thoughts, but I see a chick in, just a tiny bikini, and it does absolutely nothing for me anymore. As well as being a model, Clark works for Scott Zario-owned Zero Bond Members Club in New York. Okay, so what? She's a part-time bottle girl. She just goes and shows up for atmosphere modeling. She doesn't do fucking anything. Him, on the other hand, Matt Harvey, especially when he was a pitcher, totally fucking dedicated for 10 months out of the year. And now as an executive at a real estate firm, he's going to be dedicated 7 fucking days a week. Harvey works for property giant Newmark as a managing director of the company's capital market strategies division. So yeah, he could be making a lot of flights around the world, not just the United States, is the same way that he would as a Major League Baseball player. But again, the clout just doesn't quite match up to the guy that I thought I was going to be with. He's still that dude. Oh, what was this? That women love men harder than women, or than men love women? What are we doing here? What are we finding out? He brought the curtain down on his career last May, ending a complicated relationship with the Mets. Oh, was he trying to come back again? Okay, in February of 22nd, during an appearance in the Tyler Skaggs trial. Oh yeah, Harvey admitted regularly using cocaine while in New York. Yes, see, it was pretty tumultuous. He was banned for 60 games as a result of his admission. As well, at the time with the Mets, Harvey played for the Cincinnati Reds, Los Angeles Angels, as well as the Kansas City Royals and Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, he kind of bounced around the minor league system. I think I remember him playing at least in the majors with the Reds for a second. The Angels, that sounds familiar. I don't remember the Royals at all, but the Orioles, yeah, that makes sense. He had previously dated supermodels Adriana Lima and Anne, fucking Eastern European. Announcing his retirement last May, Harvey wrote on Instagram, with all the amazing memories came a lot of injuries and tough times, a realization that those amazingly powerful moments that made me thrive as a pitcher and help my teammates and city win are no longer possible. Believe me, I wish I could have done more and brought more to those amazing moments back to my life. I have to say, this is my time to say thank you and goodbye. But yeah, man, this was a guy who was on top of the fucking world, man. He was the next guy. He was the biggest pitcher in New York. If you recall that time, he was making Sports Illustrated covers. Who also was making Sports Illustrated covers back during that time? Funny comparison. Now, all of a sudden, hey man, he's still that guy, but he's not as clouded up as he used to be. And his totally stellar model girlfriend just decides to peace out. It's a warning, guys. It's a warning. Don't hook up, or at least take seriously, these chicks who know the scenes. She works in a high-end club in New York, so you already know that she's going to be in close proximity to a bunch of different athletes, stars, especially during the time of the writer's strike, where there's nothing but time on all these guys' hands. Yeah, you take these chicks seriously at your own peril, and trust me, you might find 1 or 2 examples out there where everything's going to be fine and it's all going to work out together, but if you continue to point to the exceptions in order to disprove the rule, you're going to find yourself in a very precarious situation. Matt Harvey, hey man, you ended up dodging a bullet on this one, but Logan Paul, I don't think we're going to be able to say the same in about 5 years' time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Coswell, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.